Good hello friends, and welcome back to the next episode of the Daisy Jones and the Six experience. The TV is on. It is time to watch episodes 4 through 6 of Daisy Jones and the Six, and I am so excited. I'm so ready to see how this next chapter of the story continues. Amanda's already watched it. She has thoughts for me. I haven't had the chance to because I've been away all weekend, and finally I have the chance to sit down and watch, and I'm so pumped to see exactly what's next. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the TV started, and I'm gonna simultaneously work on my bullet journal spreads for the next 3 months. We're just gonna be multitasking, but I guarantee you I'm gonna be doing a little bit more watching than journaling. And already we are off to quite the start. They all got their paychecks, and I don't remember who said it, but they literally were like, well, we were off to our first show since, well, as in, since the baby was born. Since the baby was born. And if you know how Daisy Jones and the Six ends, then you know why that is such an important distinction for whoever it was to make. And it was captured very well. It's so good. I love that we get the full song. It's so good. It's so good.
Maybe there's a part of you that really wants to see where this can go.
Yes, Camila.
You leave now. You're never gonna know. None of us will.
And that's why the band is called the Six, because Cammy needs to be there. She's the glue. She's the glue. Are you kidding me? I knew that Camila's character was going to be my favorite in the entire adaptation of Daisy Jones and the Six, but her line of, did I make a mistake? I don't know, you tell me. Oh, so good. So freaking good. Oh my god. On to episode 5. And if it wasn't obvious enough, there's going to be some spoilers because we are now in episodes 4 through 6. But oh, so good. It's so freaking good. And I am loving this. If I had to rate episode 4, like I did last week, I think I'm gonna give this like a 4.5. A 4.5. This episode felt very much like setting the scene for the next 2 episodes, so it makes sense, like it's the shift, which is exactly what the start of that chapter does, because we're getting close to Aurora. It's kind of prefacing all of that, so I think it was a good setup episode that drove home some very important punches from Camila herself. So I'm excited to see what the next episode has in store. Also, this is why I'm so bad at multitasking. The amount of mistakes that I made. Like, what is this divvy right here? And we're not going to talk about the fact that I just completely botched. You can't fully see it, but it's white-outed because I completely botched the dates here. But this is what my bullet journal spreads look like. I always have a dump page at the end of the month with a bunch of other things planned out. Obviously, you can see that is today's to-do list. But yeah, I keep it pretty simple, pretty easy. This next portion where even Teddy is like, I literally don't give a shit what the rest of you do. Just like, go. I think being able to see like what's going on with the band without Billy and Daisy is really fun, and like it makes you fall in love with the characters a little bit more. I'm a little bored. I'm only 13 minutes into this episode and like I want to do something else, so I don't know if that's necessarily like a good thing or a bad thing. It's a strange feeling to sit here and be like, what am I supposed to do with this? Move it along, you know? I feel like it's dragging a little bit, but it's, again, only 13 minutes, so that's just me having opinions. I am a fan of the Karen and Graham scenes so much. I think this additional change is really necessary in building like why their relationship was so felt. I do think that was something kind of missing from the book. Like, you kind of piece together that Graham fell in love with her over a period of time because of, you know, immediate exposure, just being around each other all the time. But what you don't really get to see is how and why and the little things that connect them. And I think this episode does a really good job of building on that and seeing exactly why Graham did fall in love with her, and I'm very curious as to how this episode is going to wrap up, but primarily because episode 6 is supposed to be a little bit crazy, and Camila is supposed to have a moment. And that was let me down easy. It was so good. I think it really ends the episode on a high note to see the song come together and to see everybody's thoughts on it. Eddie's so funny. And being like, it's the first time we were able to all work together. Like, shut up, Eddie. And then seeing Daisy and Billy hug. And then having him go home and not even talk about what happened at the recording, but just distract himself was really interesting. It's clear that something's off and Billy knows it. On to episode 6, the final episode that we have access to. And quite frankly, I am excited. In just the intro of this episode, we got the how much do you really want to know? So I have a feeling we're about to get real crazy up in this bitch.
Yeah, it wasn't stressed.
I'm stressed. If you've seen episode 6, exactly, Mason. In broad daylight. Oh my god, my heart, I can't breathe. I cannot believe. I need to call Amanda. I hope you know I'm sending you a voice note as I'm actively recording a clip. I cannot believe they fucking kissed. What the fuck? The build up to all of it was so good. It's like Billy punishing her back to back to back to back with so many takes of the same song, knowing that that song is meant for Daisy to like get mad. And now, oh my god, I'm scared to press play. The song. It wasn't just a kiss. Oh, little Julia just sleeping in bed. Billy Dunn, I hope you know you're a terrible man. Oh, and they're doing the album shoot next. Are you kidding? Now we're going straight into the album shoot. He's dismissive of Camila. The Eddie hate fan club is getting fuel to the fire right now. Don't look at his lips. Don't look at his lips. I love that Billy's just at home panicking.
There were just so many secrets.
Oh, no shit, Camila.
I think I just needed one of my own.
Oh, what a song. Oh, it's so good. The lyrics to that song are so good. That's that. That is episode 6. I like that they included Camila's line the way that they did. And I love... It's just so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. I need to recuperate. I think something that this show does very well is really emphasize the extremities of this situation and what it means for just about everyone. I think it's really fascinating to see the impact that they're all going to have on each other. I'm nervous. I am very nervous. There are too many secrets, too much going on, and quite frankly, I don't know what to do with myself. Alright friends, now that my hair is nice and poofy, I feel like I'm ready to wrap up this Daisy Jones experience. I am having such a good time with this show and with this little vlog series or whatever you want to call it. I'm just soaking up this new medium of Daisy Jones and the Six that is bringing it to life in more ways than one. I think it was really smart of me to reread the book before diving in, only because it makes the comparison game a little bit, I don't know, like sparkle to the show. because having just reread it and knowing everyone's characters and knowing everyone's intentions and understanding how the show is adapting them is really well done. One thing about Daisy Jones and the Six, the book, is the overall theme of an unreliable narrator. Normally, I hate this trope because it's done in mystery books where the woman is drunk or like there's some sort of psychotic break. The unreliable narrator trope needs to be done well, and I think with Daisy Jones and the Six, it's done not in a way where it's malicious, but it truly is trying to put together this story that has a bunch of different perspectives. And of course, nobody knows the truth but those individuals, yet the story that they choose to tell the interviewer can be very different. Episode 6 does that really well, especially with Daisy's iconic line of, how much of it do you really want to know? Because it is true, the person that they are speaking to only gets to know so much as they tell them. But as a show, as viewers, we get to see just exactly how the story went down. And that is all the more present in episode 6, and I think it was done so well, and I'm just, it's so good. So in typical rating fashion, I said I gave episode 4 a 4.5 out of 5. Episode 5 feels like a 5 out of 5, and episode 6, I feel like I have to give it a 5 out of 5 solely for the fact that it brought to life so many parts of the show that I imagined so perfectly. And it told the story of Aurora so well that gave that same feeling of excitement and joy and pain and love and just every possible feeling from every single character that, like, it has to be a 5. So while this review portion is a little bit cryptic, you really just gotta consume it for yourself. You really just have to see what these producers have done to Daisy Jones and the Six. I am just elated. It's so good, and I've been having such a great time following along. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching this episode of the Daisy Jones and the Six experience. At the end of the month, we are going to wrap up Daisy Jones with the finale. There are 4 more episodes set to come out, 2 this week and 2 the following, so I'll have a full 4 episode recap for you guys for episode 3 of the Daisy Jones experience. If you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and until then, I'll catch you in the next one.